Welcome in, kindreds. It's Megan, and today I'm going to do a couple of book journal spreads. So here's my book journal. I have the two inserts. The first one is just chronicling the books that I read each month. The second one is books that I really want to kind of highlight, that I love, and spend a little bit more time and attention on. So Jane Eyre was a reread for me in January. And these I've got a whole playlist that you can check out. Room with a View is a movie I loved the book. Age of Innocence, I hadn't seen the book or read the book or seen the movie. Now, Rebecca, I had seen the movie, but I absolutely loved this book. This one would be really good for fall season too. Mrs. Danvers is so chilling. Okay, Secret Garden is another reread. My Robin is trying to come up. My friend Alex gifted me this beautiful library card, and I love that quote from The Secret Garden, where if you look at it, all of life is a garden. And then her message is so touching. I wanted to keep that in there. You probably have heard me not shut up about The Blue Castle by L.M. Montgomery. So Lucy Maud Montgomery, she wrote all the Anne of Green Gables books, and Blue Castle is one. Okay, so I am rereading that series, and I'm going to do my whole little section in the back there. But Blue Castle is a standalone book and one of my favorites of the year. So last month in September, I read Broken Country, and then October, I just finished Wayward, and these two we're going to do spreads on. So this big scrapbook paper, I really liked this kind of nature piece with the birds on it. Both of these books kind of have birds and nature themes. So I am just digging through my scrap paper bin here. I wanted wood. So wood kind of stands out to me in trees if you've read this novel. Broken Country is a Reese Witherspoon book club, which I'm kind of hit or miss with her reads. So yeah, I did the wood as the border, cut this down, and I'm going to put my quote on there. I just am going to play with where to put this, but this book is right up my alley. It is drama, misunderstandings, generational stuff, his story. I mean, there's just so much going on in this book, and it's really heart-wrenching in some parts, and I really, really enjoyed it. I thought this blue with the gold would be so perfect, but I think it's just a different color blue, so I couldn't with it. Again, I wanted some trees, some kind of ominous things going on. I would have loved to have done a farm scene too, but I got carried away with this. I think because it is autumn when I'm doing it. So I'm adding a little bit of this green vine washi tape here. But yeah, the characters really stayed with me, particularly the men, so Gabriel and Frank in this book, if you've read it. Highly recommend it. I actually listened to the audiobook, and it was done just absolutely beautifully. Names are really important to me, so I am very mindful of them in the books. And so here I'm just adding in one of the quotes that I love. There are so many really deep quotes from this book. There's parts of this book that I wanted to hate. So I tend to be very kind of black and white morally, and without giving anything away. I just didn't expect to feel for certain characters who I felt were doing things that were against my moral compass and probably most people's, but I was able to put myself in their shoes. And so that is a great sign of a great writer to me, when I'm why are you doing this? But I totally see why you are. I wouldn't, but I get it. Who am I to judge kind of thing? So yeah, I enjoyed this book. Great, great read. Really, one of those books that just read itself, even though I listened to it. Here I'm just adding little like gold hearts or like little fireflies in with my metallic pen to give it a little pizzazz. So that is that one. And now we're going to jump into Wayward. I just finished Wayward. It was my third read of October, and I wanted to do this green one with the moths, but I decided to go for like the palm look, and I am just going to tear this and make a border out of this scrapbook paper so that it looks a little ragged on purpose. This book, again, heavy on the foliage and kind of dark, but also I wanted lots of like elements of nature in it. I liked this book more than I thought. So here in these stickers, I thought I had one that said crow. How is there not one that said crow? Because I wanted a crow. Also, after I made this spread, I remembered I had this tear out from a magazine of a large black crow. That's okay. It'll work in my October journal somewhere. But I'll find a little crow sticker here, and maybe it's a blessing in disguise because it's not too big. So Wayward follows three women from three different time periods, all going through some heavy stuff. I will say this book has major trigger warnings in so many areas. Most of the stuff you will see coming, you'll know this character is about to be assaulted or whatnot. And it was done. It is graphic, and I'm very sensitive to that. Horror for me, true horror is, attacks and things that happen in real life. I'm not so scared of like mummies and vampires, but things that happen in real life, especially to women. And this book definitely will shake those things in you. But it is so captivating. I could not put this book down. I read it really quickly. Like I said, I kind of knew what was going to happen. In many ways, things happened. There are some supernatural elements to it, but it's not overly done. And so the three women, I am writing their names because, like I said, names are important to me. So we have Alpha, we have Violet, and then we have Kate, and it ping pongs through all three of their stories. And so I enjoyed all their names in their own ways, and I thought that they were good fits. So yeah, and here I'm just like, wait, I need some greenery on this page. Violet would want some vines or something going on in here. So anywho, it's interesting thinking about like generational traumas and things like that, the plight of just being a woman. I often think like daydream and romanticize times long ago and what it would be like if I lived in this era or that era. And then I think, gosh, it would be really hard to be a woman during that time frame. Oh, here I put a little teeny cottage. The cottage is very important in this book, and I love the like fairy tale elements to it too. I don't know, if you haven't read it, it's hard to say without like giving it away. And I'm gonna add a quote. Definitely looks at like patriarchy and just like I said, the unfair hand that a lot of women, especially back in the day, were dealt. So yeah, if I could have a modern women's rights and protection and whatnot, which still has a long way to go, and live in a different time period, that would be a whole nother story. And here I just did a little bit of journaling about it. Definitely am going to read Sirens by the same author. So yeah, these were some of my favorite books so far this year. I am going to do like my Anne of Green Gables spread in the back. Let me know what you're reading. I love mystery. I love classics.